Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you Game 4 in a best of 5 series between Mouse Mana and Mouse Naama here on Metalopolis. Yeah, very difficult for me to even try to say some of these names as I am going to get tongue-tied. Going to go ahead and just try to refer to them as Protoss and Terran. The blue Protoss player spawning here at the 3 o'clock location. Meanwhile, Naama, the red Terran player, spawning here at the 9 o'clock position. Now, I want to thank you guys all for your support in your comments recently. Also, remember to like this video if you have not done so already. It just helps YouTube know that I'm not spamming videos and I'm actually producing content that people do enjoy. Yeah. Anyways, I am a little bit more awake, having a lot more fun. And one of the questions, or one of the things that I had stated yesterday was that my subscriber rate was going down. I actually took a look at my subscribers and trying to figure out what exactly happened, and I realized something. YouTube decided to clean up a lot of the subscriber people who are not real users and broke their conditional terms of service. That is the reason why my YouTube subscriber count did go down. That also means that there will not be nearly as many pretty girls in my subscriber box in just a little bit. So for all of you guys who've been visiting my channel to look at those pretty girls in the subscriber box, I'm sorry, they soon will be gone. Okay, anyways, back to the game. Mouse Mana getting up that gateway, hiding in the back of his base once again. Pretty standard play from Mana so far, getting that gateway and this one assimilator very far away from the front door, and will make it very difficult for any scanner sweeps to reveal if it will be a 4-gate play. I'm assuming as soon as this assimilator is up and running, we should get 3 probes quickly on there, and also be getting the cybernetics core as well once this gateway is done. Back over here, we now see Mana, the Protoss player, moving out with this one probe. The probe will be able to get into this base in just a moment, and Peppy, the probe, will be able to get as much sight as he wants, as the Marine is now currently being trained. So it will be quite some time, or a little about 15 seconds before that Marine is out, and in comes the probe. Probe trying to get as much information as possible, sees that it is just a pretty much standard build so far. Now going after one of those SCVs. SCVs being forced to stop mining for just a second, and out comes a Marine. Poor probe doesn't stand a chance, trying to run away, and there it goes. So that range of 5, just enough to shoo away, and it will be quite some time before we get a Stalker or even a Zealot out of this gateway. As the cybernetics core now being built, we also see an assimilator being placed down. So Mouse Mana going for a 2-gas relatively early, and as I've said before, Protoss with 2 gas is one of those strange builds where you do not know exactly what they're trying to go for. They could be going for a delayed 4-gate into sentries, using the sentries to build units and then getting a lot of energy on them, or they could be going for more of a tech build. So that is always a dangerous build against a Protoss player when you see a very early 2 gas just so hard to counter. Sometimes you need to go back in and do some additional scouting. Back here we now see an SCV walking up this ramp. I would be surprised if the Protoss player, however, went for a 4-gate push with that double gas there. And now we see a command center being placed down by Naama, not even bothering to lift it up and place it down here, just building it where he wants it to be, and now going for a 2-racks build, already training Reapers. Sorry that I did not have that production tab. It is now currently up, and a Marauder now being trained. So now going for Marauders and Reapers, does not have another supply depot currently being built, and Naama only mining off with 1 SCV on gas. So just barely getting any gas whatsoever, already has enough gas for a stim pack, and now training up some Marauders there, as one Reaper will be able to jump up this ramp in just a moment and get some sight. Mana now getting that 1 robotics facility, still running off of 1 gateway so far, and you can see a lot of sentries being trained. So a lot of sentries, making it very easy for the Protoss player to get force fields. Now, some Terran players have asked me, how do you counter early sentries in the early game, just because they're able to sit inside their base and then tech up to Colossi very quickly. The way that you counter early sentries is by either A, using Ghost with EMP Shockwave, or B, using Thors. So Thors walking up that ramp are able to destroy any force fields, and that Reaper now will be able to get some kills. Quickly jumping into this position here is going to go after the Sentry. Sentry is dealing some damage. A second Sentry now coming in. Stalker, nice micro there, and that Reaper doesn't stand a chance, trying to move away from that Stalker. Stalker has decent range and also has has the same movement speed as an unupgraded unit there. SCV now wandering around back here and making sure that there are no proxy pylons being placed down, and now we'll continue to mine once again. We see Naama running off of a 4-racks build. Should be getting some reactors. There we go, now getting reactors, and also should be getting a missile turret. Otherwise he's going to be very vulnerable to any Dark Templar play. That Reaper did not get as much sight as it wanted to, as we now have an Observer making its way out across the map. The Observer has to be careful though. There is one missile turret that is completed, and if that missile turret is able to catch sight of that one Observer, that Observer is going to get shot down. We do see that the Marines do see that one Observer there, however, and that Observer just parking underneath and now able to move away. Nicely done. Those Marines trying to get underneath it and able to shoot it out of the sky. However, we now have a movement of Stalkers, Sentries, and now one probe making its way out across the field. This is going to be a quick into a 3-gate, so those gateways are now up and running. We now see one Marine trying to hold off against an army of Stalkers. Stalkers will be able to finish it off, and now will this probe perhaps try to set up a pylon even here and then start warping units into here? There are 3 bunkers being placed down, so with a lot of bunkers in position, Naama seems to be in a very defensive position and will be able to hold off against any early aggression. But Mana, the Protoss player, deciding to just walk back to his main base, not moving. Now we do see one probe trying to activate this Zelnaga Watchtower, will quickly get shot down again as Naama once again takes these 2 center Zelnaga Watchtowers. That probe should not try to walk into that location. It will get shot down as Stalkers now move in for the kill against that one Marine there. Marine taking damage, down it goes. Activating that Zelnaga Watchtower, sees that there's another Marine over here. Something that you should always do on Metalopolis. If you activate one Zelnaga Watchtower, make sure that you see and take a look at the other Zelnaga Watchtower as well. One Observer now once again making its way across the map, and that Observer is going to probably try to park itself over here. All the bunkers were salvaged, so Naama wanting to make sure that if the attack did occur, that he had enough defense, but quickly salvaging those bunkers and now going for more Marauders, getting that combat shield upgrade as well. So 2 barracks have tech labs, 1 with the reactor, 1 pretty much no add-on, a kind of naked barrack so far, as now another Observer getting shot down there. So doing a great job so far, and now Mana needs to make something happen. He does have a lot of units and a decent sized army, 1250 against 1500, but you can see the amount of gas he also has invested. So this is a very, very gas heavy, tech heavy army. Those sentries have a lot of energy, so those sentries will be able to get multiple force fields and maybe even some guardian shields up. Those guardian shields really reducing the amount of damage that those Marines are able to deal. Production wise, you do not see any research coming in, even though the engineering bay is up over here. And now Naama continues to just train up more and more Marines. Psystorm also being researched, and that's going to be very, very difficult. Stalkers quickly getting caught out of position, and now those Marauders do not have concussive shell, but with Stimpak are able to chase down and finish off those 4 Stalkers there. Not a very good opening so far, but Naama not pressing that attack. Does not know what exactly Mana currently has. We now see what High Templars do have some amount of energy, but needs the Chrono Boost this Templar Archives in order to get Psystorm. 1 more Chrono Boost and it will be ready in time. However, no army units being moved out by Naama so far. We now see another command center being placed here at the 10 o'clock high ground expansion location, as another pylon over here was quickly getting shot a little bit. A Marine now continuing to just walk around the map, able to make sure that there is no additional nexuses in play in order to give him economic advantage. Now the, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but the amulet research now coming in from the High Templars. Those High Templars will be able to warp in with 25 additional energy, meaning that they will have 75 energy. And now for some reason getting a lot of energy on these nexuses, not chrono boosting the Templar Archives, and still depleting it off of the main nexus, and the expansion nexus still at maximum energy once again. Back here another nexus should be warping in just a moment, as Mana and Naama both playing a game of Sim StarCraft so far, trying to make sure that expansion wise and economically speaking, they are not falling behind. Taking a look at the income, what, 1800 for Naama, the Protoss player sitting at 1200, but we are getting additional nexuses here and additional command center here, so Naama will be able to mine out this location relatively quickly, maybe even call in some mules into that location there, trying to split up the mining as quickly as possible, as we now have a drop coming in from the Terran player. Terran player now going to be dropping along this backside. This is pretty exposed. This is going to be very, very bad positioning. Taking a look at the gateways, the warp gates do not have any cooldown, so they will not be able to warp in any High Templars just quite yet. And we're still waiting for a move here. We now see one Marine dealing some damage towards this one Nexus. Nexus is not going to have a problem. It looks as though the Terran player just not keeping track of these two medevacs here and not engaging, as another medevac army coming in over here, going to quickly finish off that probe, and it's going to be a two-pronged attack, attacking perhaps the expansion and the main base at the same time. The army's now moving out, and in comes another drop on this back door. That pylon will quickly get shot down there, and now finishing that off, Stimner Marauder is going to take down so many of these pylons, perhaps getting the supply lock on in place. Mana now in trouble at 123. However, a side storm quickly coming in. Are we going to get any feedbacks is the critical question. No feedback. Those Zealots need to deal damage towards that one Marauder. No feedback here, as another drop attacking over here as well. But both sides, very, very critical High Templars were able to be cast on both sides, and now the medevacs coming in for more damage. Will those units be able to cast any feedbacks? No, no feedbacks on any of those medevacs, and those medevacs able to stay in the air. However, the more energy those medevacs are able to mass up and store, the worse it's going to be, as those feedbacks may be able to simply pick off a medevac before it's even able to unload its cargo. We now see a couple High Templars now being warped in here, and now two medevacs staying off into that location. These medevacs, I believe, were feedbacked. You can take a look at their cargo. Not that much energy has been dealt, or sorry, not that much damage has been dealt across those units there, as a Marine and Marauder coming back in, trying to keep track of the mini-map at multiple locations. And now in comes a group. One Marine knows about the incoming army that's simply going to be able to take him down. Down it goes. And now we're going to have a four-piece army trying to come in for the attack. One feedback, deal two feedbacks. Brilliantly done, and now merging in an Archon. That was absolutely perfect. Mana getting two critical feedbacks, dealing about 1,000 points or 1,000 minerals worth of damage across Naama's army, and now Naama in trouble. Psystorm quickly coming in, dealing more damage there. Another Photon Cannon in position. Photon Cannon with a range of 7, and beautifully done. That one Marauder walking straight into a Photon Cannon there. Not a smart move, and now Zealots coming in. So Zealots quickly getting a surround onto this Planetary Fortress. No SCVs trying to repair it whatsoever. The Planetary Fortress will get a couple quick kills there, but the Zealots able to finish off this, and now Mana in the definite lead now in this game 4. A lot of SCVs down over here. Another Psystorm dealing so much damage across this Marine Bio Ball here. Not even Colossi to deal with, as another drop comes into position. So there is another drop here trying to move out once again. Zealots now making their way over. Psystorm not cast there, as those medics continue to fight, but another fight back over here. High Templar Zealots continuing to push again. EMP Shockwave getting a lot of damage dealt across so many of those High Templars, and some snipes. So beautifully played. Naama doing a great job just trying to stay in this game, and those EMP Shockwaves are absolutely critical. Another fight coming in over here, just trying to finish off this gateway and the Cybernetics Core. Cybernetics Core will stop the production of any Stalkers and any sentries. So Mana now trying to come back in with these units. Another High Templar here quickly will get taken down, as these units are now getting cleaned up across the board. Another feedback, taking down another medevac there, and brilliantly done and brilliantly played by all the players so far. Okay, rather than leave this game on a cliffhanger as there's a break in the action, stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between Mouse Naama and Mouse Mana here on Metalopolis, Game 4 in a best of 5 series.